Okay, everybody, KB5 MIQ, big boy. A little rambling video today. Talk about a couple things. One thing, uh, I'd said in the past with some of my antenna videos, I wasn't going to put a rotor up. We've figured out that that antenna is pretty directive. We kind of want to see how much front to back it's got, how directive it is. So I am tomorrow planning on putting a rotor up, added another guy rope just to be on the safe side. So but this brings me up to this part of this conversation. Uh, if you ever do any antenna work, rotor work, everything, make every check you possibly can on the ground. Come here, Andy. Get up here, ham radio cat. And because when you get it in the air, it ain't the time to figure out you got a problem. And the reason I say this is this. I had a Channel Master rotor and I had a light rotor. Well, I got them in here the other night and I just cut me off a 2 or 3 foot piece of rotor cable to test them with. Found out the Channel Master rotor, the box didn't work correctly anymore, and the light rotor worked, but it's a 4 wire rotor. Well, here's the kicker on this. I dug out a piece of my rotor cable and I had spliced it together years ago and taped it up and forgot about it and mistakenly assumed I spliced all the wires together. So I decided to go ahead and put terminal ends on it, hook it up here on the entire length of rotor cable and recheck it one more time. Well, I found out it didn't work. I couldn't figure it out. So, one of my earlier videos talking about the tools, ham radio, got the multimeter out, went to ohming it out, and my fourth wire didn't have any continuity from one end to the other. And I put terminal ends on, I took them off, still didn't have. So I got to figure this out. So I looked down, I found that taped up knot. And evidently, when I spliced this, I was using the Channel Master rotor, which only requires 3 wires. I only spliced 3 wires. And the other two had never been spliced. So went back, corrected that problem. Rotor box works fine, got it zeroed and everything. So we're probably going to put it up tomorrow. Another video will give you a little more insight on how directive that MFJ Moxon two element 10 meter beam is. So one of the good things, practice, test everything before you put it up in the air that you possibly can. That'll save you a lot of headaches down the road. We was talking on our 10 meter roundtable last night, and we've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. On 28 450, there's 3 of us local hams that we're all within ground wave distance. We just get on there and chat for 30 45 minutes a night. Monday night, Tuesday night for sure. Usually Thursday and Friday. We usually don't get here on the weekends, but those first 2 nights a week for sure, we're always in there. And we invite anybody to chime in. If you hear us, chime in. This is something WD5HKV and myself started back when I first got into ham radio as a novice. On 10 meters, the band was open. We'd get in there every night. We'd have people all over the country and even some other countries check in with us. Just step in, say hi. It's informal. Just a little round table discussion, not a formal net or anything like that. So feel free if you hear us, please check in. We got to talking about not hearing a lot of these newer hams, younger hams on the air. Of course, 10 meters is kind of dead right now. Hope the sunspot cycle picks up. Talking about still some apprehension and that people get on there and afraid somebody's going to chastise them for doing something wrong. And that's going to be on there. We've talked about that before. I've been reading social media posts. I'm a member of several ham groups on Facebook. And invariably, if somebody asks a question, there's always 2 or 3 that chastise for being stupid. You shouldn't be in a hobby if you don't know that. Yada yada yada. Don't pay no attention to that. Subject of ham clubs comes up. I don't belong to a ham club. One of my earlier videos, I explained why. Uh, Sometimes ham clubs are very, very territorial uh, about new, younger hams, especially hams now that don't have Morse code like me. Uh, so I don't know. You just have to fill that out on your own. I know the Shreveport Club seems to be a very good club. I drove over and done my last 2 tests there. Was welcomed with open arms. Very, very professional. Very, very nice bunch of folks. They run a very professional net. The Texarkana Club runs a very, very professional net. I checked in on their net, and they've hosted some, not a ham com, but just together in the sale day, flea market days, and I think they're a very good area club. Really, I don't belong to a club. I don't live within 50 miles of any of them, so that's another reason I don't own a club. Belong to a club. Not knocking them. Check them out. If you feel comfortable with it, join it. Support it. They usually keep repeaters up. So, good idea. But again, you're always going to have people that you meet that are going to give you flack for whatever reason. I thought I'd mention a few people that's helped me out and people I've met in the military over the years that have been really good with me and good operators and just and make the hobby fun. And I know I'm gonna miss a few call signs, so I hope I don't offend anybody. But Young Ham that gets in with us, W5 DLX Cody, fine example, Young Ham radio operator. Of course, my old friend WD5 HKV Jeff, he's the one that helped get me into this hobby and worked with him for up to 10 years at our job and still good friends and always there for each other if we have problems, especially in radio. W5MAS Mark, a good friend of mine, helped me to give me my first novice, one of the ones that gave me my first novice test. A couple of silent keys I'll mention. AA5OX, Tommy, he was one that helped me with my novice test. A good old ham, he's passed. Another one, good ham that was around for years, silent key N5QOI Harold. I always enjoyed visiting with Harold. Now I've got three military friends from the Air Force Reserve that are hams that are great people. Then I know there's other hams, and if I don't know you call, I apologize for missing you. KE5WB James, WD5 Echo Foxtrot Oz, and WD5 JAI Anthony. I've served with all these guys. They're great ham radio operators and great assets to the hobby. You'll always have problems with certain people that are going to think they know more, try to tell you you're doing it wrong, whatever. Just do your research, ask for help, and the naysayers, don't pay no attention to them. Get on the bands, enjoy it, especially if you can get on HF. The rig is the most expensive part. You can rig a 10-meter dipole for little or nothing, and they don't have to be 100 feet in the air. Man, I work the world on about 35 feet in the air. I got up a 50-foot pole now. Just if you use a push-up pole, be careful, client. Watch however you get up to raise it up. Be sure it's guide good. Enjoy this thing. Have fun with it. All right, I'm gonna cut this kind of short for today. I'm fixing to fire up a radio, trying to clean my shack up. I've got rotors and cable laying everywhere, and trying to get ready for this little antenna project tomorrow. Like I said, look me up on QRZ. My email's posted. Anybody wants to email me direct, I welcome you to. I'll be glad to try to help you any way I can. Also, got a couple of hams. I forgot the guy's call. I should have looked it up. I apologize. One new ham and one going to be a ham I served with, Ed and Raymond, trying to help them out. I wish I lived closer to them where I could go down there and help them out in person, but we talk on the phone and text. If they got questions, they call me, and I'm trying to help them any way I can. They'll be good assets to the hobby. All right, everybody, have a great day, great weekend. This is KB5MIQ, Big Boy. Give us a subscription, give us a like, pass the word. Try to get my subscriptions up. Everybody have a great weekend. 73.